Once you've set up your Amazon Seller Central account and have verified your identity for Amazon, you will be ready to set up your first product and start selling on Amazon. So what you'll do is log into your Seller Central account, and right here on the dashboard, you're going to hover over inventory and click add a product. Now, if your product is already sold on Amazon, you can search for it here. If not, you'll click I'm adding a new product not sold on Amazon. And for us, what we're going to do, so you select your product category here. So for our example, we're going to be doing books. We'll say children's books. And let's select action and adventure for our category. All right, so now we are ready to start entering the information for your product listing. So in our case, we selected book as our example. And so what you'll do is go through and fill out the fields here. You'll start with the author, product ID, and that can be any valid GCID, UPC, or EAN. Product ID type. In our case, if it's going to be a book, you'll probably want to enter the ISBN, and then you would enter that ISBN up here in this field here. Then you'll go down, you're going to enter the book title, binding type, so is it hardback, paperback, publication date, and publisher name. And once you've entered all that information, you will click next. The next step is to start entering more information about your offer. So first thing you'll want to do is enter the price at which you want to sell your product. So I'm just going to put $25 right there. Next is your seller SKU. This is optional. If you have your own SKU that you want to track your product with, you can enter that information here, but it is not required. Next step is to enter the quantity. Now you're only going to need to enter the quantity here if you're shipping orders yourself. So if you jump down here, you'll notice it asks for your fulfillment channel. When you're selling on Amazon, you've basically got two options. You can fulfill the orders yourself, meaning anytime a customer places an order, you pack the order and ship it out to the customer yourself. The other option is to use Amazon FBA, which is Amazon Prime. And with that option, you send your product to an Amazon warehouse, and Amazon fulfills the orders and provides customer service for those orders for you. So if you're shipping the product yourself, you need to enter the quantity that you have available here. If Amazon is going to be shipping the orders for you, so if you're going to be sending your product into Amazon and having them fulfill orders, select this option here, and you will not need to enter the quantity there. That'll be taken care of in a different place when you set up a shipment to send Amazon your inventory. They'll track that quantity there. Next thing you need to do is select the condition of your product. And once you've selected all of the necessary fields, you're going to click next and move on to the next step. Next, you're going to add the images for your product. So what you'll want to do here is first check out the image guidelines. I strongly recommend looking through these guidelines. There's a link here to image style guideline that Amazon provides. You want to make sure that you're following all of the guidelines that they set so that your listing does not get flagged or removed. Once you've got your images ready, you're just going to click on upload, find the images on your computer, and upload them to the listing. So I've just got a sample image here. I would recommend uploading anywhere between 2 and 5 images. The more images, the better, because one of the metrics that Amazon looks at when determining the ranking of your listing is how long people are spending on your listing. So if you've got multiple images, that's going to keep people on your listing for just a little bit longer. So once you've uploaded your images, you can click Save here and it'll begin creating your product listing. Or if you want to fill out more information, which we will do here, click Advanced View and it's going to add description, keywords, and more details, which we'll go ahead and fill out right now. So we'll go ahead and click Next and move on to the next section. So this is where you'll want to enter a description and bullet points about your product, in our case, a book. So you can enter up to 2,000 characters on the description, and you can add up to, I believe, 5 bullet points. Let's see here. Yep. And this is important. As I mentioned before with the images, the more time somebody spends reading through your product listing, the better. So the more information you can add here, the better. And on the bullet points especially, you'll want to use those to market to your potential customer. So if your book has information that's relevant to a particular niche or group of people, make sure you highlight that in your bullet points so that they stand out and catch the attention of the potential buyer. Once you've entered your product description and bullet points, you can enter these warnings if applicable. Most likely, if you're selling a book, you're not going to need to worry about these. And then you will click Next and move on to the next section. Once you've entered your description and bullet points, you're going to move on to the keyword section. And this is where you can enter different keywords or search terms that customers might use to find your product. This is really important. It's another way to help you get your product listing showing up when customers search for terms that are relevant to your product, or in this case, our book. So brainstorm different keywords or search terms that customers would use to potentially find your book, and enter those keywords here in this field. There are a couple of guidelines that Amazon gives, and that is that you should not repeat keywords, no using competitor brand names or ASINs. So once you've entered the keywords here, you'll click Next and move on to the next section. And this is the last page for setting up your product listing. It's the more details section. So it's got a bunch of miscellaneous information that it'll ask you. You won't necessarily have to fill in every field here, so just go through it and put the information that is applicable to your product. So for example, your package weight, you'll put that in here, select your unit of measurement, edition number, subject. You can choose a subject that your book is relevant to, language, primary language, volume. If it's signed by an author, you can enter that information here. Condition of the dust jacket, number of pages, serial number if applicable, volume number again, format, manufacturer part number if applicable. That's optional. Series title if applicable. BISAC code, THEMA code, import designation, package length, package width, package height, package dimensions, unit of measurement. Do you offer expedited shipping? Will you ship it internationally? And standard plus. So go through, fill out all of those, and then click Save Changes, and Amazon will begin setting up that product listing. It can take a little while to show up in your inventory, but give it anywhere from, I think it's typically about an hour for it to show up, sometimes longer. So after you've set up your product and saved all of the changes, if you go back to your dashboard here and hover over inventory and then click Manage Inventory, this is where you'll see all of your listings. So once Amazon has reviewed the product listing that you've submitted, they will add it to this dashboard here. And you can scroll over here to where it says Edit. You can either click Edit or click this drop down. And if you need to edit anything on the listing, this is where you will do that.